I'm Alex from ANR Design, and today we're gonna go through a cool new product that NeoMag is putting out. You'll see on our social media that we're always pushing the NeoMag Alias system. The NeoMag Alias system is a quick disconnect belt clip system for holsters and holster accessories. We specifically like it because we specialize in concealment holsters, and they offer a quick disconnect release where if you have your gun in your pants and you want to move it to a receiver in your vehicle, or you want to carry off body and go from inside a bag to on body, vice versa, however you want it, you have that quick disconnect capability. The other really cool thing that I've always really enjoyed about the NeoMag Alias is if you carry on a sturdy gun belt, the Alias system itself has no rotation. Because it's mounted directly to your belt, there is no play of the gun on the belt. The gun stays vertical. I also like to carry my mag carriers on an Alias as well. Same deal. You can cant our belt clips on our magazine carriers, but sometimes in different positions it'll have a little play back and forth and you might not want that. So having the Alias T-post on your magazine carrier as well keeps it in that position. So when I carry up front on person, I can carry a sidecar style holster using my gun belt, which naturally curves to my body, with a normal inside the waistband holster and magazine carrier. And you can see on the table with these in parallel with each other, you still get the sidecar effect, but your gun belt is what's joining them. And you're still having two clips, 2 points of contact, and they come out individually quick disconnect style. So if I'm gonna go into a post office, which is a federal building, and you're not supposed to have a gun on you, I can quickly unclip my gun and put it there. Don't have to unclip my magazine carrier. I only have to do one of the two. I can walk in, do my business, come out, and put my kit back in. So because of that capability, NeoMag wanted to make a belt that does it all. Whether you want to do overt or covert concealment, you want something to quickly kit up. If you're running low visibility, all these accessories on the table can fit into a small packing cube or something like that, and you can leave it in your car. It's a lot more discreet. It's not like carrying around a giant gun belt with you everywhere you go. To be ready to pop off. If something pops off or you need to kit up and that's your job to kit up, it might be easier to go from like a small backpack to having a battle belt versus carrying around a pre-designated battle belt. So NeoMag came out with the NeoMag Alias belt. And in the inside of this belt, you can see I have a bunch of receivers mounted to the inside of this belt. This belt's really cool. It's got holes all the way through the Tegris. So this is like almost like a one wrap Velcro material that you'll see on the insides of like Vertex bags and stuff like that, stitched over a thick Tegris. And then you can actually screw the receivers in, but you can see there's no visible hardware against the body. The outside of the belt itself is a squadron material. Squadron is the same material that we make a lot of our nylon goods out of. It's a RF welded laminate nylon. It's super durable. And in this case, when it's on you, there's no visible belt clips on these belts. But when you fold the squadron down, it exposes the back side of the screws where you mount your receivers. So you can go from wearing your appendix kit to wearing all this other kit. So the way I have this configured, the only thing I don't have configured is a spot for my magazine, because where I would carry my magazine right now is obstructed by the stitching on the front. But I would go from, for display's sake, let's say that's how I have it configured in the front of my body, and you want to go to an overt setup. You can take off your inside the waistband stuff, and you can start putting on your outside the waistband kit. And NeoMag came up with these really cool paddles. They have an aluminum paddle against the body, similar to like a shoe horn. So you actually have your Alias quick disconnect post inside this assembly. And then you have this aluminum shoe horn that helps it guide it through your clothing and doesn't get hung up on the belt. So now you can have all of your kit in a bag, and you can go from a covert setup to an overt setup. We got two magazines canted. We got our rifle mag carrier. They have a strong side drop that also interfaces with our Vasta system and holster and thigh band. So you now can kit up there. And they also have a MOLLE attaching accessory, Alias accessory. So this would be good for like the Blue Alpha Gear tourniquet holder, small individual IFAKs. I decided to put it on our Shaman IFAK. So I have 2 of the MOLLE mountable ones here. I haven't actually tested it out on person yet. I did put it on once on myself and it wasn't too hard getting on. Getting off in a hurry is a little difficult. You kind of gotta reach behind you, push the sliders next to each other, and then pop it out simultaneously. So going in's easier than getting out, but now you have a mission configurable battle belt that all these accessories were packed away neatly somewhere, and you can completely kit up into an overt capacity and no one would be the wiser. So in closing, this is a super cool system. I like how easy it is to remove and hook in your magazine carriers. Going out of a small discrete bag to an overt capacity is super important. Not having visible belt clips on your belt is also super important. Now you have the ability to have a belt that doesn't show your Alias system at all compared to how right now I'm carrying, and I have visible clamp on the belt itself. I'm running a liner belt on my everyday carry belt so that I can grab my battle belt and go over. But how often are you going to be able to lug around a battle belt? This gives you the ability to maybe go out of like a low visibility backpack. You might have a PDW and your kit in a low visibility backpack. Now you can go out of a backpack and go full overt, outside the waistband, battle belt style, very quickly. You can find a discrete location to kit up and you can have a battle belt capacity very quickly. So really cool product. All these receivers, they slide through your belt loops depending on, you know, the tightness of your pants and the tightness of your shorts and clothing. You'll have to wiggle it through a little bit. Getting it dialed in perfectly where you want to tension the belt, tighten it to your body, and run this. It takes a little bit of getting used to the locations that, you know, maybe I mounted this too far back. I need to go one more receiver spot forward. I'd like to mount a receiver there for my backup magazine, but it takes a little while to kind of dial it in to what you want as a capability. But if you're trying to build it pound for pound out against your battle belt, you can do that. You're just gonna have a lot of receivers on the inside of your belt. It's not that uncomfortable. It doesn't cut into me. I got a little extra padding around the waist anyway. I know that they do provide little padded squares to stick onto the receivers. So it's a really quality product. I think it's really well thought out. I'm excited to see how it evolves over the next few years as well, but I think it's a super covert to overt solution for managing low visibility kit.